So do it strategically and say, well, here's a checkerboard pattern. This is what it means among the Asante people. So my name is Dr. Jordan Fenton. I am an art historian at Miami University in the Department of Art for the art history degree at Miami University. One aspect is our capstone, and this capstone, I think, sets us apart from other programs. Why? Because students come together, and these are seniors in the art history program. They can be majors and minors, and their goal is to come together as a group and collaboratively curate an exhibition on a selected theme. Students really take the reins and put together the concept, the theme, the sub-themes, the selection of objects, the research, the PR materials, essentially everything from ground up that is required for an exhibition. Old money, old status, old wealth. No, that's all you. This is not normally an experience that undergraduates are exposed to. And so this is one of the marvels of our art history program, and really one of the achievements at Miami University is that we are able to offer this wonderful capstone experience at an undergraduate level for students that really walk away from this not only understanding practical applications of art history degree and knowledge, but also professional experiences that really jumpstart them into whatever career that they would pursue after this moment.
So my object is the women's face veil, dated to 1925. Apart from that, the information in the museum's object file is pretty sparse.
Because when we come in, we don't have a lot of the information that we're supposed to have. In TMS, there's missing gaps in artists, culture backgrounds, provenance, location, date created.
I found myself a little stuck. I wasn't seeing any kind of object like the one I was researching showing up in my books, articles, catalogs.
I think one of the keys to creating a great exhibition is humility and knowing when you don't know something. I think it's important to use your resources, and here at Miami, we have a great group of professors that know a lot about their field and are willing to help you in any way possible.
I reached out to Dr. Fenton, and he recommended that I reach out to Dr. Cynthia Becker, professor of African Studies at Boston University. I was a little nervous because cold emailing somebody that you don't know from another institution as an undergraduate student doing a research project is a little intimidating. So from there, I was able to find a wealth of information. Here it is, here's this treasure trove of information that was always out there, and I just hadn't really known where to look. So Dr. Fenton and Dr. Becker really helped me.
In terms of organization, where were you guys?
Right now, we weren't necessarily certain yet because we wanted to see what everyone else was thinking, but we were kind of playing around with the idea of having trade be first to lead people into yes, exchange is trade, which is the most.
We have 15 to 20 students come together, and they have to come up with a theme and sub-theme for this exhibition. And that's a challenging endeavor, and collaboration, respect with one another's ideas.
So today we're going to be spending most of our time in the gallery. We're going to start looking and thinking about what the exhibition is actually going to look like. Now it's time to start thinking about how we can actually display, where that they'll actually be presented in the gallery.
There was some perspectives that people brought up that no one had really thought of, and we were all going in a specific direction for a while, and someone said something that kind of made us all go, oh, we should really think about some diversity that could help people find a new way to look at African art.
There's no text panel on this side over here. And we did that intentionally because we knew we wanted people to go this way. People are likely to follow where a text panel. When I work with the students in the capstones about the layout and design of exhibitions, I always tell them one of the key things is always keep the visitor in mind, because they're the ones who are going to be using the exhibition. They're going to be one visiting. We have to think about how they're going to navigate the space. What do we need for them to see? What do we need for them to take away? And everything from the placement of objects, lighting, color choices, where graphics go. I'm always big on having students, when they come into a gallery, is to stop at the beginning of the space, and then just kind of doing a quick survey of where your sight lines are going. That wall, that back wall, right? Those are 3 sight lines. But your sight lines are going to be disrupted, and in a way good, by anything 3-dimensional that goes here. So it's a bit of a challenge thinking in that 3-dimensional space, because most of the art history students are thinking more in 2-dimensional terms, even if it's a 3-dimensional work, because they're writing research papers. They're seeing images on the screen or in a book. Now, all of a sudden, when it becomes this tangible item, they sometimes can be challenged with how it should be displayed.
The most surprising thing to me was how many of my peers came up with like new and innovative display ideas that I would never have thought of. I'm doing my objects in a pretty basic case, but some people are doing like a mural behind theirs or having it on a riser, and it's really interesting the ways that they were able to shift their perspective.
We're a very small team here of 6, and we cannot work without each other. So when Jason, our curator of exhibitions, is creating an exhibition, he will keep David, our preparator, and I informed about the works that are slated to be on display, so that I can start doing condition reports, pulling out the works, taking photographs, and making sure everything is updated in our online database. David and I specifically work very closely together to make sure that he has everything he needs in order to prepare the works for display. And then Sherry, our marketing coordinator, and I work together closely to create content for the upcoming exhibitions and for social media.
I just think it's so exciting that after 3 years of learning about artists and histories and backgrounds and techniques of artists, that we get to do a whole gallery like this and see our artworks up on the wall and know that we've done all the research about them. And I can literally sit here and talk to people about it, and it's just really fulfilling.